second home, when should you do it? How much money should you have? How much money should you save? Some great questions really to ask before you get into the second home market. And maybe it's a vacation property, but maybe it's an investment property. Definitely, if you're gonna buy a second property, I recommend an investment property before the vacation property. Maybe make the vacation property your third one. So read that, it's in the link below. School's back. I'm so excited. I know my wife's excited. Pre-pandemic levels, there's very few people doing online schooling this in September. Here's all the information about it. Another article by Blackburn Radio as well, talking about that, or Blackburn News, just breaking down some of the stuff you need to know with the kids going back to school and all that great stuff as well. So the Observer wrote this story, the Sarnia Observer, about all the properties in Sarnia that fly. I think it was like 427, the tally's back at. There's probably a few we haven't heard about yet. And what contributed to it? A lot of it was sub pubs being hooked up bad. They said, what do you guys think? Were you affected by the floods? Love to hear about it in comments below, but I would put this link here as well. And we also put this great article here too, is some questions to ask your mortgage broker before putting that offer in. And a couple things you want to know is pros between fixed and variable mortgages, and which one's right for you. The big thing there you want to look at is your risk tolerance, and what happens if you want to break your mortgage. That means is, say you get in the home and then you want to move. How much does it cost to exit that mortgage? Global News wrote a great article about it. Like I said, I'm gonna link that below like I normally do as well. And it's some stuff you really want to ask that mortgage professional when getting into the mortgage world. And Bank of Canada could put rate hikes on pause after September, according to CIBC. After that historic rate increase of the 100 basis points, I think, and then on that high since 1994, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, will they freeze in September? And if they do, what does that mean for the housing market? I feel if they do freeze or only go up a little bit, I think the market is gonna be very busy in fall. I think a lot of people are waiting on the fence to see if rates were gonna go up to historic highs or back to maybe how they were in the late 80s, 90s. Don't think that's gonna happen, but I think if rates do stabilize, and like we've seen in the States, and even in the States they've pulled back. Great story here from the Financial Post. So I'll give you a quick market snapshot, the same one I talk with George Hayes on Blackburn News every week. Also, we do a full market update every month. I've linked that below as well if you want to check that out, and the story from George and I. So listen, 2021, for the last week, we saw 59 sell, 11 come off the market. 2022, this last week, 43 price reductions, 62 new listings, 23 got conditional offers, 31 sold, 19 came off the market. Now keep in mind, about 19 came off the market, but 8 of those have come back on already. So you got to watch that number. It's a little sometimes isn't read properly because it seems higher than it is. So love your feedback, love your questions, love your thoughts on some of these topics that are affecting us here in Sarnia and Lambton. And that's another This Week in Housing on Ryan Out Loud, and we'll catch you next time.